are able to listen to the instructions? So class 7th A,
Yes, ma'am.
it is, it is 2nd of December. Kindly put today's date on the topic urban settlements, as I am repeating it out for some of you. So urban settlements on page number 50 of the lesson, human environment settlements. So urban settlements, as we have read that day, there can be two types of permanent settlements, rural and urban. A rural settlement is that which is set up in a village, and an urban settlement is that which can be either in a town, a city, or a bigger city. Now, urban settlements depend on the following factors. The size of the population means the number of people living there. The density of population. Density of population means number of people per square feet of the area. If you want, you can write this. Number of people per square feet of an area is the density of population. Then administrative status means how is the government of that region. Land use pattern. If the city is divided into agricultural areas and residential areas, commercial areas, business areas, and residential areas. If it is divided into schools, so many schools are there in one locality, and residents, so that houses are there in one locality, and market area, so there is market area in the other locality. So what is the land use pattern? How is the city divided into various sectors? And at last, the economic activities. Economic activities means those activities which bring us money. For example, primary, secondary, and tertiary business activities are there. The people living in urban areas, they usually involve themselves in non-agricultural activities. Those who live in rural areas, they go for agricultural activities. But those who live in cities, they go for a job. They go for a business. They go for other commercial services like being a doctor, being a teacher, being a lawyer, being an accountant, and so on. And these people come under the category of tertiary activities. So tertiary section of economic activities include those activities which are service providing activities. A doctor is not selling anything, but he is selling out his services. A teacher, a teacher is also not selling out anything, but we are selling out the service to teach you. So we all are included under the tertiary sector, and basically tertiary sector is included in the urban settlement economic activities. The land use pattern is usually, you can underline this, business area, commercial area, residential area, and important utility service and institutions. Can anybody tell me what is a utility service? Anyone? Parth, Asher, Abdul, what is a utility service?
Ma'am, road.
Maheshwari? Okay. Anybody else? Now, utility service means things of daily use. Things that we need in our day-to-day life. For example, utility service will include the daily transportation, the bus service, the metro service. All these are utilities. Having a gym, having a sports ground is a utility service. A park is a utility area. So all these are also available in an urban settlement. Then the modern amenities, as we have read that day, it includes the service centers, the community halls, cinema halls, urban centers, parks, shopping complex, malls, etc. These places are including people who are techno savvy, means those people who use technology on a larger scale, and this environment is highly artificial and man-made. So I hope this urban settlement is clear to you now. Yes, Isha, please read out from settlement patterns. Now here we will talk about some different types of arrangements of urban and rural areas. Isha, read out from settlement patterns.
Settlement patterns. Settlement patterns mean distribution of human settlement according to the landscape. Settlement may grow up in different patterns. They may be scattered or clustered. The pattern depends on the natural surroundings and available advantages.
Stop. Underline the term. It can be scattered or clustered. Means there can be places which have many houses, many people living there, and there can be scattered settlement pattern which includes houses and then empty area, then again houses and then empty area. For example, you can check out the clustered pattern. For example, figure 7.4, it is all the houses are closed by. Check out figure 7.4. So this is an example of clustered pattern of settlement. Whereas if you see 7.5, this is scattered, scattered or dispersed. You can see empty spaces between houses. There is a lot of gap between two houses. So this is an example of scattered pattern. Whereas figure 7.4 is an example of clustered pattern. So houses can be close to each other and houses can be far away from each other also. Nucleated pattern, nucleated or single family type house. Nucleated in the bracket, write down for uh, for nucleated pattern means clustered houses close to each other. Clustered houses close to each other. Yes, Isha, read out nucleated pattern.
Nucleated patterns. Infertile plain settlements may be clustered together very near to each other. Dwellings are concentrated near markets, temples, or at crossroads. They enjoy collective amenities and services. These settlements are nucleated or compact in pattern. This type of settlement is closely built area of dwellings in the available flat land.
Stop. So we see there are some cities, there are some areas of a city which have this nucleated pattern. Nucleated pattern means the houses are very close to each other. They have a marketplace near them. They have temples and other religious places near them. So basically, Ghani Abadi wala area is a nucleated pattern urban settlement. A nucleated urban settlement pattern has houses, markets, temples, schools, offices very close to each other. So this is a nucleated pattern where all the places are very close to each other. Scattered pattern. Next, read out.
Scattered patterns or dispersed settlements. Settlements have a scattered pattern in difficult terrain like mountainous areas or in forest or less fertile farmland. Here, food supply is less, so only a few houses can be seen where some opportunity for growing food or a tract of level land is available. These isolated settlements are also called dispersed settlements. This type of settlement is mostly found in hilly tracts, thick forests, and regions of extreme climate.
स्टॉप सो व्हाट हैपेंस वो प्लेसेस जहां पर रहना बहुत इजी नहीं है दोज प्लेसेस वेयर वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी इज वेरी लेस those places which are as she has read difficult terrain, underline the word difficult terrain means difficult roads. Sometimes we have seen how mountain climbers reach to the height of the mountains or they reach to their houses with such a difficulty. The roads are not proper, the transportation is not good. So all these are difficult terrains, difficult roads. The word terrain means road ya rasta ya land. Terrain means land and difficult terrain, difficult land. So scattered or dispersed pattern is seen in those places where living is very difficult. And because living is very difficult, not many people like to live here. People prefer living on plains. People do not prefer living on mountain areas. Why? Because water supply is less, food supply is less, and it is very difficult to climb up a mountain every time and get down on plains back again. So that is why a scattered pattern या दूर दूर पर घर होते हैं in those places which have a difficult land or a difficult walking area or a difficult or it is very difficult for them to reach out to their basic daily amenities. And these type of settlements you can underline In the second last line, you can underline, they are found in hilly tracts, thick forest, and regions of extreme climates. Now, extreme summers could be there and extreme winters could be there. So, it could be extreme hot or extreme cold. It can be a mountain or it can be a desert where living is very difficult. There you will find the dispersed or scattered pattern or of living. Al-Shafa, can you help us out with reading? Al-Shafa, quickly unmute your mic and let me know. Manmay, can you help us out with reading? Vanshika, can you read this out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please read out from the next topic, house types.
House types. The shape, structure, layout, and materials used for building houses vary from place to place. House types depend mainly on the climate of the place, surrounding environment, and available raw materials. Houses may be built with mud, clay, stones, wood, straw, and hay. As a result, if you go to the mountainous areas like in Ladakh, Sikkim, or Uttarakhand in India, you will see that houses are built with stones. As mountains as mountainous areas are cold, openings in the house are least. The, the lower story or an underground floor is used to house domestic animals. Houses in regions of heavy rainfall, like in West Bengal and Kerala, have slanting roofs, often made of earthen tiles. Roofs of this type
Tiles.
allow the, allow the water to drain off easily
Without affecting the houses.
affecting the houses, which are often made of mud. In regions with water scarcity, as in dry areas near desert, the roofs of the houses are flat and enclosed. Whatever amount of rainfall occurs can be stored in such roofs. In hot areas, the huts have thick earthen walls and thatched roofs.
Earthen walls. Earthen means mitti ki diwarein, earthen walls. And thatched roofs. Thatched roofs means the roofs of kacha houses. Read the last paragraph, then I will explain.
In areas where waterlogging is common due to heavy rains, houses are built on raised platforms supported on stilts. Such houses such houses are there in Myanmar. These type of houses are also found near forest areas with thick undergrowth. Such arrangements make the house safe from wild animals, snakes, and insects.
Okay, get back to page number 51 once again, everybody. House types. Now, the shape, structure, layout, and material used for building houses vary from place to place. For example, if you are living in a village, you will not prefer building up an igloo. Can you make an igloo in Africa? No, you cannot. Can you make thatched roofs and mud walls in Alaska? No, you cannot. So, how a house is built depends upon the fact where it is built. The place of building a house decides a lot about how is it to be made. In older times when there were no ACs, no fans, no coolers available, the roofs were very high. Why? So that they can avoid extreme heat to trap inside the walls. In the villages where there is not enough availability of resources, people built houses of thatched roof. Please turn to figure 7.6. Can you check out the houses made of thatched roofs? The first of the four blocks. Thatched roofs. Chappar wali chatein. That is called a thatched roof. So why do they build this? They build this because of lack of availability of resources, and secondly, they do not allow enough heat to trap. And the walls are earthen walls. What are earthen walls? Mitti ki diwarein. These areas have earthen walls because nobody in a village sets up an AC in a hut. You cannot have an AC in a hut. So earthen walls keep the houses cool. In the similar way, if you are living in a colder place, for example, if you check out the second picture, the house that you build in a colder place is called an, come on, it is called an, what is the second picture?
Igloo.
Igloo.
7 point. It is
Igloo.
an igloo. Why? Why the why the people living in these colder places have built an igloo? Why have they not made a house which you can see in the first block? Because the surrounding conditions can suit only an igloo to be built. So an igloo is built in a place which is a colder area. Then there are slanting roofs. Do you see that the roofs are V-shaped? They are slanting. Why? So that when the
Sir.
areas they have a higher rate of rainfall, the water does not clogs. If water clogs, the roofs are supposed to crumble. They are supposed to fall down. So the roofs are slanting so that the water does not clogs. And then the fourth one that you see, the house is built on a stilt. What is a stilt? A bamboo support which keeps the house a little raised from the base. These places they have water logging, so the houses are built on a raised platform so that the water does not goes inside the house when it rains too much. So depending upon the surroundings, depending upon the place where you live, decides the house types. Such arrangements make these houses safe from wild animals, also from snakes and other insects also. So with this we come to the end of the discussion of this chapter. I'm sure because this was very simple, you must have understood. Let us now switch over to the exercises. Turn to page number 53. I am sure that you are having your books with you. Have we done exercise A that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm quickly repeating exercise A, multiple choice. Houses in regions of heavy rainfall have quickly. First
Slanting
one.
roof.
Slanting roof.
Slanting roof.
Slanting
Second.
roof.
Houses are built on raised platforms supported on stilt in
Regions of heavy
regions
rainfall with
of
waterlogging.
Region of heavy rainfall.
I've already marked the answers. Regions of heavy rainfall with waterlogging. Third one, permanent settlement can be seen in all of these places. Fourth one, in rural settlement, people engage in which activity?
Primary
Primary
activities.
Activities.
Very good. It is primary activities. Fifth one, settlements have a scattered pattern in all of these areas. Let us quickly mark the match the columns. I will tell you the answers because there is less time. And you please mark this. Urban settlement, compact settlement, isolated settlement, dispersed settlement, primary activity, farming, fishing, forestry. Houses are built with stones in mountainous areas. Manufacturing and processing of raw material, secondary activities. Fill in the blanks. Settlements are dash where people build their homes. Settlements are places. First
places.
answer is, please check out the correct word from the blue box and fill it in the blank. Settlements are places. First blank is places. Second blank, with the dawn of civilization, settlements grew in size. Settlements grew in size. Next, urban settlements are compact, large in size, and have modern amenities. Urban settlements. Third option, urban settlements. Option 4, the place where a building or settlement develops is called its site. SITE. Question number 5. The two broad category of settlements are rural and urban. Fifth one is rural. Option 6. Apart from environmental, check out the last word in the blue box. This is the first answer of the blank. Apart from environmental, ENVIRONMENTAL, environmental factors, location of a settlement depends on cultural factors. CULTURAL, cultural factors. So I repeat, fill in the blanks. First one, places. Second is settlements. Third is urban. Fourth is site. Fifth is rural. And sixth is environmental and cultural. Question number D1. Exercise D and E and F have to be marked in the book and have to be done in the copy. So make sure that you do it before your unit tests begin, because you can't do any written work during your exams. Very short answers. Can I dictate the answers? Are you all ready? Exercise D, question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is meant by settlement? Page number 52. Third point of glossary. That's it. Settlement means. Write down a word MEANS. So the sentence becomes settlement means human habitation, a number of houses built by humans in an area to settle an advantage and take advantage of the surrounding environment. Glossary number 3 is answer number D1. I am telling you that I will not repeat at your request. So please be very clear. Question number D2. Then you have to get back to the recording. In which type of settlement people are engaged in secondary activities? Underline the word which type of. Cancel this. Which type of. And in place of which type of, write down urban. In urban settlement. URBAN. In urban settlement, people are engaged in secondary activities. Write down the word URBAN, urban. The answer is to be written in full statement. Question number 3. What type of settlement is found in less fertile farmland? Answer is, mark the answer in the question only. In less fertile farmland, mark this much from the question. We find, after farmland, please write down WE. We find dispersed settlements. DISPERSED. 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 Dispersed settlements. SETTLEMENTS. Dispersed settlements. That's it. Question number D4. Who lives in houses made of ice blocks? Okay,
Eskimos.
thank you. Instead of who, write down Eskimos. ESKIMOS. It is related to the did you know box you have on page number 52. ESKIMOS. Eskimos live in houses made of ice blocks. That's it. Quickly mark down exercise E also. Mark down exercise E. Your next period is free, I think.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
Come
ma'am.
on.
ma'am.
So,
Maybe
but
computer ma'am will take it.